Welcome to the most must-see podcast on the internet. Welcome to AEG. I am your host, JB, and I have Dalton with me.
I am also the host.
Okay, I guess we are the hosts.
I don't want fucking JB over here taking every credit with that shitty-ass intro.
Dude, that was awesome.
And that was pretty good. Because we obviously are the most listened to podcast.
Yes, we're the best.
Yeah, we had 22 views last week on our podcast, so...
24.
24.
Actually went up. Every episode has been going up, which is awesome.
Like usual, we have Gustavo.
Hey, everybody.
We have White Sun.
Hey, guys, what's up?
And we brought Boots back from episode 3.
Hello.
We're on episode 6 now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We're every week, like fucking man.
Yep.
That's right.
That's why I put out the schedule, man. Got to stick to that schedule.
Yeah, like I said, we're building the fan base now.
Yep. Making some new shows with, my Thursday night stuff, the racing stuff, and oldies and coldies, which we'll get into.
Oldies and coldies, yeah.
Which we'll get into here a little later. But yeah, so...
Welcome. Yeah. So we'll start off this week like we do every week with the what you've been playing.
Whoever wants to start.
Yeah.
I'll start off again.
Okay.
All right. Goose
You're
is
you're good at leading off. You're a lead-off hitter.
Fortunately for the listeners, I have actually been playing games this past weekend. I did. So I want to start off with the one that I played the least, Forza Horizon 3.
I started...
It's a really fun game.
No, Horizon is like my favorite racing franchise.
We're over here playing Gran Turismo. This motherfucker's still playing Forza.
Yeah, so I have been playing that over the weekend in anticipation for the 4K update that dropped today. It dropped. Ooh. It looks great. It looks amazing in 4K.
I didn't know that they did that. I will probably pop that back in because I still have it on my Xbox. So Playground Games, they had like a little promotion type of thing going on Twitter where 5 days leading up to the deployment of the patch, they were giving a free copy of Forza Horizon every day. So that was pretty cool. But no, onto the game, it was great. It looks amazing on a 4K TV. I actually noticed, I wasn't expecting to notice the difference in the image quality, but it actually, in comparison to 1080p, it looked better, it looked crisp. It still handles the same. It's still 30 frames per second. Unfortunately, it's not 60. I would have loved a 1080, 60 frames per second mode. That would have been cool, but they weren't able to do that. But no, it's a great game. I still love how it works with the street races. You have the open map. You have to do enough events and get enough fans to open up new festivals. It's a solid game. It's a solid racer.
It's nice.
And what I've really been playing mostly, and I spoke about it last week as one of my notable mentions, was Ghost Recon Wildlands. I started playing that again. And
I saw you on that earlier this week.
I did too.
Yeah. I was hiding a bit, but no, today, just to make sure that some of my friends could see that I was on, I was playing with a couple of my boys. And, oh man, it's so fun. I'll be honest, it is dumb fun. It's just very boring in nature. It's a laundry list of things to do. You can do them mindlessly. It's a Ubisoft game through and through, right? You get to the open world. You go to a tower. Very Assassin's Creed-like in that sense. You open up the whole map. But no, it's really fun. And I saw the trophy list. And for 2018, one of my resolutions was to just play more games and get more trophies and get more platinums. And I think this may be Platinum 28. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm like, no, this. I looked at the list and I'm like, no, this is doable. It's going to take time, but it's nothing too hard. And this is a goal I'm working towards right now. So yeah, that's really what I've been playing.
Awesome. What about you, Marlon?
For the most part, just been playing a little bit of Zelda Breath of the Wild and what else? Being Gran Turismo and getting my ass kicked again in the fucking race. But you would think it is what it is.
Having a wheel would actually make him better, but
I don't think he's fully used to the wheel yet.
I think you're probably right.
The problem with that I have with right now is that every single time I'm racing, something happens. Something stupid happens. I'm like, all right, back to the pack again. But other than that, just Breath of the Wild, a little bit of Super Mario Maker, and what else? Some Pokemon, and watch a little bit of Gustavo playing Wildlands. It looks really cool and it looks really fun, but like you said, it's mindless. I guess the way he plays Wildlands is the same way that I play Destiny, which is like just pop it in, play with it, don't really care too much about it, you know.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the most part.
Oh, okay. Boots, you been playing anything or?
Pop back in. I know it's a game that's been out for a little while, but started playing Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pains. I haven't played Metal Gear Solid since Metal Gear Solid. My favorite is Snake Eater, so I haven't played it since then. And I don't know if I just haven't figured it out yet, or if you can't carry as much stuff.
It is very different.
Yep.
You can't carry nearly as much stuff. Like, you can only carry, just the 2 guns.
A very rushed story, too.
Yeah. And so far I'm going through it.
It's kind of not really much of a story, because, most of the missions are just kind of piecemeal, which is awesome.
Hideo Kojima or whatever. That's who did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He left, halfway through that? Or
It was... it was 3/4 of the way through. They kind of polished it off without him, or him remotely.
He is Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Which actually that kind of leads me into I want to see how Metal Gear Survive does. I know it is absolutely nothing like any of the other Metal Gears. It is a survival game. It's not going to be anything like it. But I still think that there's a possibility of it being something different and cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I've been playing that one. Been getting into it. I like it.
Good gameplay.
Yeah, that's the thing. The story is kind of but the gameplay itself is so freaking good.
Yeah.
I have it for free on PSN.
Yeah, it was last month.
Yeah,
or this month
or
or that
a couple
month?
months ago, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it was December. I think it was November's.
It was recent. I know that much.
And playing some Madden and getting back into it every year.
Is somebody moving their couch?
Yeah.
It's me. Sorry.
And then
I'm just messing
Goose
with
is like, yeah, my couch was in the fucking way. You got a goddamn problem?
Sorry.
right now.
No, we're just messing with you.
Oh, yeah. So, Metal Gear Solid Madden. Madden is going to bring me to another topic, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
Jesus. Moving on, Jeff, what have you been playing?
Actually, I haven't been playing a ton this week, but I did my Thursday night throwdown of Rainbow Six Siege.
I didn't watch that one.
Yes, I know you weren't really
not
not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
But man, that game is freaking fun, especially if you get
I've heard good
especially
things.
if you get a good group going and get a good party in a team. Because I met this guy on there, my first match, we started talking, and we ended up playing pretty much the entire time together. He had literally, we did not lose, we only lost one match in 2 hours.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
we played for 2 hours,
online.
and the majority of the first hour were flawless victories, which are three straight rounds won,
You got the stream to
yeah,
prove it, too.
Yeah, it was pretty damn awesome, and that game is so much fun. And you know how you were saying with Ubisoft, they have a very same formula, but this is kind of like the outlier in that formula, where it is a competitive multiplayer, first person shooter that they have supported now for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because they just released late last year the Year 3 Season Pass, which they do different Season Passes. The game was $60 when it came out, and then there's been 3 Season Passes at $30 a pop since then. Mm-hmm. But if you do the Season Passes, you get all the operators as they're released. They have new characters that you can play as, because each character has their own setup and style, and you can only have one of those characters per match. So if you you might get into a match and your favorite character is taken, and you have to kind of change up on the fly, so it changes your strategy around a lot, and I really, really love that about it. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be playing more. I'm also on the fence, possibly going to pick up that Year 3 Season Pass just so I can play more of it.
Especially with the flop of the Division a little bit.
Yeah, actually, thank you for that segue, because that was an awesome segue. I actually played and tried to restart the Division this past week. I got through level 5.
Games dick.
They have changed so much of it that it's definitely better than when it launched, but it's still not where I want it to be. And god damn, that game is hard. If you are not playing with a group of people, That game is frustratingly hard.
Yeah. Well, they did that on purpose.
I will say, just to cut in real quick about the Division, when I first played it initially back in 2015, one of the biggest off-putting things for me was the feel of the weapons and the feedback that you got when you shot enemies, because of the fact that they were such bullet sponges.
Yes, and they fixed that to an extent, but...
It felt way more RPG. And to their credit, they always said, "Hey, this is not a shooter. This is an RPG." But to their credit, it just didn't click for me. It was fun playing with people, but just the feedback was the biggest thing for me.
My thing is, it's not a bad game. It is not a game for me.
Not at all.
It's just not for me. If I'm gonna play a shooter where I feel like enemies are bullet sponges, a la Destiny, because that was the thing. It came out and it was like, oh man, this is kind of like my alternative to Destiny. If I'm not in the mood for Destiny, I'll play this because it's kind of similar kind of thing.
That's why I bought it.
But then Destiny updated right around the launch of the Division, so I played through level 10 or 15, and then I got back into Destiny because the update came out.
Well, it was competing with the Taken King, and you can't do that. The Taken King was fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, I think because it came out a few months before the Taken King, I believe.
I don't remember when it came out.
I thought it was like a March game, but I don't remember. It might have been earlier, but it came out right before House of Wolves.
I think it was either February or March. It was early. It was early 2015.
Yeah, it was right before House of Wolves. I'm pretty sure.
Taken King obviously launched in September of that year, but
and it was labeled like a lot of people were calling it the Destiny killer.
Yeah,
that's why
obviously.
And that not to discredit, because there was still quite a few people playing it when I was on, but again, it was still that bullet sponginess, that same kind of feeling I got from it. So I after about level 5, I played through a few missions, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna give this another shot, because I was kind of on like a Tom Clancy kick because of Rainbow Six, so I'm like, why not? Right. But and then I also played a little bit of Overwatch this week because the Overwatch National Championship started, and I watched a bunch of that.
Inaugural too, isn't it?
Yes, it's their first one. There's
can't believe how big that game
12 teams from all different parts of the world, Korea, London. There's a Boston team, so that made me really happy. The Boston Uprising, so I'm supporting them.
Let's go Cleveland.
There isn't a Cleveland team, unfortunately.
Still rooting for Cleveland.
Okay. But yeah, so I played a bit of Overwatch, just kind of I started watching, I'm like, man, I loved Overwatch. I'm gonna play me some Overwatch. So then, lastly, I let me rephrase it. I said I didn't play a lot this week.
I'll say, goddamn, dude, you're taking a bunch of time here.
But I played a little bit of a lot of stuff, I guess is the best way to say it. But the last thing, I started Mass Effect Andromeda again.
Painful.
Yeah. Painful. It's not as bad as people have made it out to be, but it is not Mass Effect. It is not Mass Effect.
Honestly, as someone who never played the trilogy, I played that, and I still didn't like it. So I think it's not even.
If that's your first one, if that was your first Mass Effect, I'm really sorry for you. Because
well, the problem is, you think someone who hasn't played the trilogy or the original
could at least get into it enough to enjoy it.
Like it, because they don't have that nostalgia and they don't have how the game should be or anything like that. So it's, from my standpoint, it's still not a good game.
It's just very. It's honestly very boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dalton makes a good point by saying, hey, it probably would be easy for me getting into it, considering that I don't have that nostalgia. And even then, it wasn't easy for me because I just didn't think it was a good game, period.
Right. And it's funny, Goose, you'll find this hilarious. I was listening to The Giant Bomb. They named it their worst game of 2017. And that actually made me want to try it again. Because
I don't know if I'd go worst of 2017. But it certainly wasn't
considering the list, it was what?
There's a lot of EA things, Battlefield, Mass Effect.
Yeah, Battlefront 2, Mass Effect.
Yeah, sorry, Battlefront.
Battlefront 2 wasn't a bad game.
And that was where they kind of knocked it off the list fairly early, because they're like, it's not a bad game. It was just the shit surrounding it.
The controversy, absolutely.
Yes.
Because
yeah, but no, their worst games.
Yeah, they did.
Right, their worst game was Mass Effect was number 1, and then PUBG. And what was it? Do you remember the other one, Goose? I think it was it Drawn to Death?
What was it, Drawn to Death? I'll be honest. I don't remember the top 3. I know Mass Effect topped it, and I know PUBG was there. Actually, I thought PUBG was going to win it for a while because Jeff just hated that game.
Was gonna win it
that game was a pain in the butt, man.
They bashed that game so
bad.
They did.
Jeff hated that game. The Woolies Strike Back.
Yes.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so I started Mass Effect. I'm like 3 hours in again. I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. I picked it up on like really cheap. I spent like $15 for it, so it's really not.
Can't bitch about that.
No, if I end up still hating it, then I'm not out that much money.
$15 is not bad to spend on a game you hate. Yeah. I don't think. But
yeah, that's it for me.
Oh yeah, that's good. Go ahead.
Sorry, I still have two more quick little things. I played both of the betas for Dissidia Final Fantasy and Dragon Ball Z, Fighter Z. I suck at them both. I'm awful, but they're both pretty fun. Still.
Fair enough.
That's all.
Good to hear that.
And I just pretty much played Gran Turismo this week. I kind of fell off with my skills a little bit over the weeks and got back.
Got back to where you were at.
Now I'm running consistent like top 10 times in the world again. So
nice.
Back up there. Like
so
on the daily race today, I was in top 10.
You're still close to platinuming it, aren't you?
I'm 2 trophies away, but they're going to take a while.
Yeah, because you said it's not that they're difficult; it's just time consuming.
I'd say that'll be my 21st platinum, but it may not be. I might get another one in between then, so we'll see. But I definitely won't get 10 this year.
You don't think?
I hope you do, man. I hope you do.
Because considering how much you're limiting your game, because I mean that was something we were all talking about.
Yeah, let's be honest. I got 10 this year, 2017. I got 10 platinums, and my total is 20. So that means the 6 years before that, I only had a total of 10 for all of those years.
That's
so
also true.
I doubled my trophy, or my platinum trophy list this year.
So, but
that's what we've been playing.
Yeah. So we kind of wanted to go into a bunch of little topics, new stuff from around the web. Nintendo had a kind of surprise Nintendo Direct this week.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it kind of put a big damper on everybody else because they were just announcing stuff left and right.
Didn't see it coming either.
Yeah, it was all right. So let me try to remember all the stuff that they announced for this. The big one being Dark Souls Remastered is coming to the Switch. It's also coming to the Xbox One and PS4.
Right. So you don't have to have a Switch to play it.
Right, but that game being portable is freaking awesome. White Sun
probably won't get it.
White Sun, the floor is yours. Go ahead and gush about how much you're excited for this.
Well, when I thought that they were going to do like just an announcement, like just saying, hey, listen, we're going to be working on a new Dark Souls game or something like that, or we're going to work on a new like Bloodborne game. So when I saw that it was a remaster of Dark Souls, I was like, oh, fuck. Okay.
That's not what they announced at PSX, though, right? That's completely
no.
different.
What they announced is a completely different.
We don't know what that is yet, but everyone.
That one, I can have some idea what it could be. You know, it could be a Bloodborne 2, or it could be a new IP.
Yes, please.
But when I saw that it was going to be Dark Souls for Nintendo Switch, and yeah, they're going to bring Xbox One as well. But when I saw it, it's like, oh my god, now I really got to play this thing back again. Because they're adding new things. They're adding the password system that was introduced in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. They're adding some bug fixes that the original game had that they never addressed. So for me, that's actually a pretty good thing.
That'll be sweet on the Switch if they ever get their fucking online going.
So I cannot wait. I really want to play back to Lord Dragon and just go ham with that. I would love for Gustavo to play it, like play the original, and I would love to see Dalton play it. Because if you enjoy Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1 is like that's the one that for me, that's the one that I fell in love with the series, because the way that the world was created is all interwoven. So it's not like you go into this part. Like, no, there were multiple ways for you to get around and come back, and it was just amazing for me. So yeah. Other than that, I think seeing that we're getting Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, yeah, I'm happy about that.
But if I get Dark Souls the remaster, I'll get it for the Switch. Like, that'll be...
That's kind of like the boat that I'm in. Like, I want to play that game because I played the crap out of Bloodborne and played a decent amount of Dark Souls 3.
See, I'm the opposite. I played a decent amount of Bloodborne and played the absolute fuck out of Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. But I'm thinking that I will, if any system I'll pick that up on, it'll most likely be the Switch, because
it just cool.
Yeah, it's just in sheer like awesome factor.
The Switch is awesome. Yeah. Let's be honest. And they're talking about Nintendo's talking about doing their own achievement system too.
I really hope that they actually follow through with that because
say what you want. I like achievements, trophies. I think that's fucking awesome, and I love when a remastered game comes out with trophies and achievements and stuff. So
I agree as well. Achievements, I think, add value to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you get more bang for your buck, in my opinion.
Definitely.
You don't have to platinum everything, but
at least I guess
But it's there. Like, at least the option's there.
Yeah, like I feel with achievements and trophies, like this could be a whole topic, but I really love that it actually makes me feel like I have something for the games that I've played. Because it was weird. It's weird that like something like that never existed until until last console generation, the 360.
360 started it,
yeah.
And
PS3 followed suit.
Yeah, and I never thought that would matter to me as much as it does.
Yeah,
like I actually feel like
basis.
Like
those platinums,
I beat this game, and I can prove that I finished, like that I played the crap out of this game or whatever. But going to the Nintendo announcements, so the big one was Dark Souls remastered,
and the second biggest one,
big one was doing a re-release. I think they're adding some stuff to it.
Tropical Freeze,
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, they're sort of adding like an easy mode.
Yes,
with,
they're adding an easy mode. Which
it's not Cranky
I'll be
Kong.
playing
What's his name?
And like I said, before we dive into that, we were literally talking about a Dark Souls remaster and a Donkey Kong game for the Switch last week's podcast.
It was it wasn't last week. It was at least 2 weeks ago.
So
and I want to give a quick shout out during that mini direct. There were a couple games that flew under the radar, which I'm personally really excited for. Besides Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and Dark Souls, but Kirby Stars Allies comes out March 16th. I'm really excited for, and The World Ends with You, which was this very fun, very obscure JRPG from Square Enix that came out years ago, maybe 10 years ago on the DS.
Yeah, the
original and that's being remastered. Yeah, the original DS, and that's being remastered for Switch. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, this is actually as big of an announcement as this other stuff. But it's not. It's a niche title, but damn, that game was good.
Yeah,
I totally missed it, but I remember when it came out.
So
plugging ourselves.
Yeah, so announcements everywhere. We gave Nintendo the ideas for these remakes.
Yeah,
remasters,
you're welcome, Nintendo.
Nintendo, you're welcome.
They also got a Mario Tennis Ace game. Like I'm a huge tennis fan. I know people make fun of me because like, oh, you like tennis? You think you're fancy? But fuck it, I like tennis. I like tennis all the way.
I dare you to say
fuck your day
don't
up.
beat the shit out of you. But no, I wouldn't fight them, and I consider myself pretty solid at that. So,
but no, I love any of the Mario sports titles. So Mario Tennis for the Switch will be they're just dumb fun, man.
I used to play on the Wii all the time.
That'll be a super fun party game.
I want them to bring Switch bowling, man. Fucking Wii bowling
can be a thing.
I was very disappointed with 1-2 Switch. I thought it was gonna be like a Wii Sports kind of thing, but
it was not.
I'll tell you this.
No, it sucked.
It was terrible.
But the Switch is amazing. But that game sucks.
When The World Ends with You was announced, my girlfriend sends me a text message like I was asleep at that point. She sends me a text message.
By the way, it's like an app that Marlon uses because he doesn't have text messaging.
Actually, no, she has an iPhone, so I can actually give her a text message. Okay, so fuck you, Dalton. Okay.
On an iPhone app.
So she says, "Dude, they're remaking The World Ends with You. Holy cow!" Because she's a big fan of that, man. So when I heard that. It's like
I'm a JRPG
I
fan.
played the heck out of it. The funny thing about it is that to the point where I ruined my first DS. I actually scratched the heck out of the fucking screen with that.
Yeah, because with the way that the battle system was, it was like that's what I'm curious how they're gonna put that on. Like they said, to have some type of touchscreen. Even though I don't think the thing is a touchscreen, is it?
What, the Switch?
Is the Switch a touchscreen?
Yeah, it is, for sure.
Okay,
yeah,
they just no games utilize it. That's what's weird.
Switch is touchscreen. You have one sitting right there.
Yes, but I didn't know if it was a legitimate touchscreen because no games utilize it really.
It's a touchscreen for sure. One of the things that I was thinking about in terms of the games was Dark Souls. I'm like, when you're playing it portably, which sounds like a great idea, even though I'm not a fan of the Souls game, I'm like, if you want to play it online, unless you have like a hotspot on your phone, like how's that going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have some kinks to work out with a lot of these announcements, but
you just can't play it online when you're away.
I guess.
Yeah, you probably got to put it in offline mode whenever you go.
You got to go to Starbucks, play on Wi-Fi.
I think the biggest takeaway from the Direct, at least for me, besides the first party stuff from Nintendo, which we always know that
every week Nintendo's
always going to support their first party. Yeah, Nintendo's always going to support their consoles, with the exception of the Wii U. But one of the great things from the Direct was, wow, the third-party publishers are completely on board with Switch. And that means, hopefully, for the remainder of the generation or the lifetime of the console, they'll keep supporting it.
But they said the Switch is going to have a long lifespan, too. So
yes. Also, real quick, I wanted to mention there was another game they announced as a remaster, or not a remaster, but at least a re-release that I'm super excited, which is Hyrule Warriors. I really liked that game a lot. I played it. I didn't play it on the Wii U, but I played it the 3DS version when they released that. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, overall, Nintendo again. Cheers to
every
you,
week,
man.
Nintendo. You've got it. You've got it this time. You figured your shit out.
Yeah, just keep the momentum going, and you will.
Just
succeed.
when we thought, man, is Nintendo in trouble? No, Nintendo's not in trouble.
No, definitely not.
They are not in trouble right now.
They weren't really in trouble anyway because the 3DS was a huge success, and so was the DS. But like their actual consoles, like especially with the Wii did fine, but the Wii U just completely collapsed.
Yeah, like already this year we're getting Bayonetta 1 and 2. We're getting the games they announced in the Direct. If they could somehow give us not Mario Kart, but if they could somehow give us like a Smash game, whether it's a port of the Wii U one or a new one, I think this is going to be a great year for Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great year for games anyway, but we can touch on that later.
But I digress.
But yeah, so moving on. Good job, Nintendo.
And kind of, I guess, considering, we'll piggyback off of good job Nintendo with kind of good job Bungie?
Kinda.
Okay.
Now
maybe,
we'll see.
sort
We
of.
haven't seen exactly what they're going to do
Yeah, because they said a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
But until they show us
They
that
gotta
whole
deliver.
lot of shit,
They've got to deliver, and if they fucked this up,
They're done.
This is going to be, it's going to be
I'm sorry, like they're done.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be that black and white about it, but you can't at this point promise all of this stuff and then
after fucking your fans 3 times in a row with the the XP throttling and the Eververse and then the Dawning and then
the big thing with this this announcement of all these things that they're changing and they're rehashing. All they're doing is what exactly everyone wanted them to do, was get back to what Destiny 1 was. In terms of some of the things they're doing, they're making it they're going back to problems they had already fixed in Destiny 1 that they re-fucked up since 2 came out. Yep. But now they're refixing again with the same things they did for Destiny 1. Which
it's like
that's not what we wanted. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. Like, yes, thank you for fixing all of this stuff that you had already fixed that you're fixing again, but that's not what you should be doing. You should be starting from that point and moving forward, not
now
taking 2 steps back and 1 step forward. And
it's funny because now, like with the way things have been going, I almost wish Destiny 2 was just another expansion and not a full
that's
game release.
That's what I honestly was. That's what when they announced that it was called Destiny 2, I was kind of disappointed initially because I'm like, no, all you need to do is expand on Destiny. Like, how fucking hard would it be to do that?
That's what the initial plan was to expand.
No, actually, that's incorrect. That never was the initial plan. When you look, I don't know if you ever saw it, but the initial contract that Bungie signed with Activision actually called for 4 separate boxed games. So there was always going to be a Destiny 1, 2, 3, and 4 with updates in between. That was like maybe like 6 or 7 months before the actual game launched in September of 2014. So that I'm pretty sure has changed because Destiny 2 was supposed to come out 2 years after Destiny 1. So initially it was supposed to come out fall of 2016. So everybody assumes that they reworked the contract with Bungie. With Activision, because they just didn't have the manpower to release Destiny 2 on time. So they got an extra year. And I think High Moon Studios and Virtua Studios are working or were working on the development of Destiny 2.
And the thing that I realized, that I was looking back on some of the old Destiny not commercials, but trailers and stuff like that. And I remember watching a video where they were showing what the expansions were going to be for Destiny 1. And some of the expansions that were supposed to be for Destiny 1, like Gods of Mars, and you could tell that they basically just rehashed them and put them on Destiny 2. Like things that were supposed to be originally for Destiny 1, they said, you know what, let's cut that content and put it on Destiny 2, and then just rehash a lot of the stuff that we did on Destiny 1.
I don't know.
like, look at this. Like, there's a gun in Destiny 2 right now that came out with Curse of Osiris. It is literally a rehash of the Stranger's Rifle from the first Destiny. I'm like, that's fucking stupid, man. Like, so
yeah, I mean, we've talked about Destiny to death. I just kind of wanted to touch on what the
announcement,
what they're saying, and hopefully if they're able to fix what they've, like, again, have fixed since the past, 3 expansions have come out. So I mean, it's
a
matter of time.
Podcast, I haven't given up on them yet.
Right. And
what say you, Boots?
And I think, what were you saying? Sorry.
I'll say, what say you, Boots?
What say you, Boots?
I liked Destiny 1 a lot.
He didn't play with us.
Yeah, I have not played through Destiny 2 all the way yet, but once Dalton told me about how they really screwed up with the expansions and stuff, it kind of deterred me from even playing all that much more. And then with just everything getting in the way, I haven't played it. I mean, it's been sitting there. I mean, like, you guys got all your reviews, and for my PlayStation, it says I have 1 hour of Destiny play.
Oh, Lord.
Because I had it on Xbox, and that's where I was further into it.
Gotcha.
And then traded it in and got PlayStation, and I was going to go through it with Dalton. And
which I'll still go through.
I would say I would run through it with you if you want.
If you just played the story and you haven't gotten much further than that, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is a great." When I played through the story the first time, I'm like, "This is great."
Damn, they really fixed the fucking story, how it works, and like the missions were all unique. And
then 15 minutes after beating the story, I'm like, "All right, yeah, this kind of sucks." But,
yeah.
For us, it's funny because we've been trying to do the raid, the Prestige raid, and every single time we bring it up in the group chat, like. All our original party members are like, yeah, about that, let me think about it, like every single time we try to do it, it's like some guy's like, yeah, I don't feel like doing it right now.
We can do the Prestige raid now because it's only 300, and I'm almost 335 already, so
I'm like 320.
We could probably walk through that motherfucker. But
I just don't have the motivation to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Thank you. That's the
only
thing.
Motivation is that platinum trophy. That's the only motivation.
Yeah, and I got the platinum because I got it on the Nightfall before they changed the trophy.
Did you?
Yep.
Nice.
So I
yeah, he actually got it before they changed it.
But
anyway, if you think about it, he got it the harder way. If you think about it.
Yeah, we always get into this.
Yeah, so I hate to be that guy.
No, don't be. You're good, man. But yeah, so kind of last word for that. We'll keep it with you, Bungie. We'll see how Crimson Days, or was it Crimson Days?
Whatever
Crimson Days.
Whatever the next event is.
The Valentine's event.
Yeah, whatever the Valentine's event is, I'll jump back on and play a couple weeks.
We'll see this update with the microtransactions.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
we'll get the fuck off this topic.
Though. I'll close it off by saying Destiny is dead to me right now. So we'll see how it goes.
Yes. Yep. But anyway. What else we got on the?
Well, we didn't really realize this until but everybody got emails from PlayStation.
Yes, we all got.
We got personal emails sent from
except
PlayStation.
me, like
telling us how fucking pathetic we all are.
So yeah, what it is it's your 2017 year in review. It gives you how many years you've been a PlayStation 4, player, and it also tells you. Different things like how many trophies you've got, how many hours you've put in over the past year, stuff like that. It's actually really, really cool.
We don't need to all go through our stats,
we don't need to all do this, but I mean, we can kind of go the big milestones. Like I put 781 hours of play. Me feel like a human being.
I doubled that.
Until Dalton says his
1,627. I was off for 6 weeks with a broken wrist, and then my winter time.
True, I forgot about that.
And then my winter time off. Too,
yeah, the first 4 months of the year and like the last 4 months of the year, you were pretty much laid off. So
yeah, well, the last month,
month or so,
and then.
But how many games?
56 different games.
Yeah, I more than doubled your games.
Yeah, it's
wow.
So much money you can just
Jesus.
Money bags.
Jeff, money bags.
Yeah,
come on.
I'm in the same boat as Jeff is. I had over 860 hours of gameplay time, over 109 different games. So. Yeah, but Dalton definitely dwarfed us for sure when it came to the hours.
What crazy Destiny 2, speaking of which, was my number 1 played game for that year.
My number 3
at 93 hours. What was your number 1?
GTA 5 actually, because I played the shit out of it last winter.
That's
online.
right.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
I played
was
online.
how many hours?
377.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa, that game is still thumping, man. That's
Yeah, well,
crazy.
that was actually.
Oh, I'm
it gives
completely
you,
with it now.
because
Like, I
gives you
can't
the-
even play it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
I would hope so.
It gives you the top 3 most played games across all PlayStation games. GTA 5 is actually number 1 on the list with 113 or 1 billion hours.
I put 311 in Gran Turismo.
How much?
And it just came out in October.
My
311.
most hilarious ones are my number 2 and 3 were both this year's and last year's wrestling games at about 70 hours a pop, which just
Wow.
I always wonder, I'm like, man, how much time am I actually putting into these games? Well, there's your answer. Literally almost 3 days worth.
And then the last thing we could all touch on in this is how many trophies we earned.
Yes.
In 2017, it sends you that too.
Yeah, it's a really cool, like, I'm assuming they gave it to every PlayStation gamer if you have a PS4 account, so definitely check it out if you're, listening to this. But Dalton, how many trophies did you get this year?
580. That's pretty.
That's
good
pretty-
size number.
that's pretty
It says
impressive.
I'm in the top 10%, but I think
I was gonna say I'm in the top 10% as well at 495.
It's a wide range. Yeah, it's a wide range.
Yeah.
yeah. Where you at, Goose?
So just talking about the hours real quick, I put 293 hours into Destiny 2, 119 into MLB The Show, and 111 into Horizon Zero Dawn, which I'm very proud of that number.
Yeah,
and in regards to
damn,
the trophies, very little amount of trophies. So in comparison to 2016, where I had 412, I only had 239 trophies this year with 2 platinums to go along with it. And Dalton totally just, man, you had a great number.
platinums this year,
Yeah.
2017. Doubled my platinum trophy.
Congratulations.
So yeah, that's what
It's pretty awesome. Whiteside.
trophies.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell you guys because yeah, it's kind of pathetic actually.
Fair enough. I know I was behind White Sun last year. I got my 10th platinum last year, but like Final Fantasy 15, I platinum and I got 10. Finally tied White Sun, and I was like, oh hell yeah! And then the next day I looked at White Sun's PlayStation profile, and he just got his 11th, and I was like, motherfucker! Like, I finally tied him, and then
he got really pissed
he
about
got
that.
his
Like
11th
I think
with Titanfall 2, I believe.
I only got 2 platinums this year. One I think was one of the Batman. I think they were both Telltale games. The 3rd season of The Walking Dead and the 1st season of Batman.
Here, near. Oh, you did that this year. You did that. This
Yeah,
year.
Nier was like just squeaked in the first couple days of this year, or else I would have been my 3rd for last year.
Yeah, I only
Luke
got
has it
2.
too, but he didn't earn shit. 14 hours.
14 hours of gameplay.
Across everything?
Yeah, he didn't
Yes,
play
You
PlayStation.
sad, pathetic. No, I'm kidding.
That's just on PlayStation. No, the one that had the most was I just sat down. I was like, I'm beating this damn game. Is Ninja Gaiden 3.
Nice.
I just got tired of. I wanted to finally beat that game. I really like Rio
That game was
Hayabusa.
hard.
No, it's a pain.
No,
in
the
the
3rd
ass.
one was not as bad, but
No,
the
it's not as
original
bad.
ones are super
Yeah,
bad.
it's still a pain in the
It's
ass.
still tough.
You have to actually block and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, 13 trophies.
Yeah. You'll get there.
So-
Next year,
That's
this year will
too
be
Yeah,
fun.
funny.
this year will be a
Yeah,
little
this
better.
year-
It'll be near your guys' stats, but it'll be a little better.
Yeah,
I'll still
like
play
this.
some
Actually
Xbox.
makes me excited to see how this year ends up.
My stats will go down this year for sure. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not buying as many games. I've got a kid on the way. I got
Same,
other
yeah,
shit
like
going on, so-
yeah, like I got. I think all of our goals here at AEG is to play less stuff, but to play more of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this year pans
We'll see
out
where we
as
go
a
from
whole.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Same.
I don't honestly have that much more. Kind of short one this week, actually.
No, we got a couple things we can still talk
Oh
about.
yeah.
We just debuted our first episode of Oldies and Coldies today, actually.
nice.
What's today? What's today?
Today
is the
15th.
January 15th. So, first episode is up on YouTube right now. Actually, it's a pilot episode, not quite as structured as it's going to be. We play.
Really, really
Yeah.
We had a great time making it too. Obviously, Oldies and Coldies. We play old game, drink some cold ass beer.
Yep.
So, that's two great fucking. That's a great combination.
Yeah.
So.
I watched it earlier this morning, and it was really fun to watch.
Yeah,
I
so-
definitely recommend anybody that's a fan to check that one out.
Yeah, check out early February. We should be dropping the next episode of that with
Yeah,
some
it's gonna
Mario
be.
Party.
Yeah, we're gonna be probably dropping it on Mondays. In terms of the week, like what
Yeah.
day of the week it's gonna get dropped, but it's not something we can't do. We can do every single week, just
No,
due
no.
to scheduling and.
It's probably going to be right around once a month.
Yeah, once
so-
a month actually is perfect for something like that.
Yes, exactly. So it'll be our new web series. It's going to continue whether you guys watch it or not. We have a lot of fun making it.
Yes,
so
so
it's
either-
going to keep going
Yeah.
regardless. So, but yeah,
Get on that bandwagon, guys.
And then we've got another announcement. I was talking to Boots about a week or two ago, and he had mentioned I used to run a fantasy football league back a couple years ago, and he mentioned reviving that and making it a part of this
part of the AEG
part
community.
of AEG. So we're gonna have an AEG fantasy football league.
All right.
I personally am not really into the NFL at all, really, but I know a lot of people are. Obviously,
I would say I will probably participate. I don't know jack shit, but I think it'll be fun for me to not know jack shit and to participate.
We could do that too. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, like watching me try to
fantasy
strategy
football.
guys.
This would be interesting. And then you have me, who's literally a fantasy football addict.
Okay, this will be super interesting.
All I know is this.
Actually, yeah. Now I want to do this. Now
that was one of my teams this year was fantasy football addicts, and it went 5-1 and won the championship.
Jesus,
I have a fantasy football record on my resume though.
All right.
Anyway. All I know is this: if I don't make the playoffs in this year, I'm gonna lose my brains. So, yeah, if I literally lose to a newbie, I'm gonna kill myself. Lord Almighty.
We'll do that.
Yeah. So with the fantasy football stuff, we will be starting that up here once football season starts rolling around again. So it'll be a few. That
won't be until August.
Yeah, we won't have to really worry about it a while. I think. Do you think honestly, we could do like a normal, like an actual season, or they do have online leagues for Madden. We could kind of combine the two. That way, it's tied into video game stuff.
I'm not playing Madden, especially online against other people. I will.
No, I'm not. No. I'm saying
everything in my house
against the rest of us. It's we all face each other.
I think that's a running theme with Dalton here.
No,
just shatters things when he's upset.
Okay, here's a story.
All right.
I
want a story.
Real quick story.
Sports game.
Okay.
Real quick story. Me and Dalton were playing. We were playing. I don't know if it was Madden or NCAA. It was one of the sports. Football games, and. So we're sitting there, and we're going back and forth and back and forth. He was Texas, I'm Ohio State, and...
So it was NCAA?
Yeah, it was NCAA.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I had to remember what teams it was. And I'm sitting there, and Dalton looked like he had scored the game touchdown. He goes up by, 2 points. And I had probably, 10 to 15 seconds left. It was no amount of time that I should have been able to get in the field goal range. Somehow and I had missed 2 PATs in the game, and which was the reason why Dalton was winning and it wasn't tied. And he's like, "Oh, you're not going to make the field goal." I make a crazy long field goal. Dalton throws his controller. It hits the floor, bounces up like a boomerang, and whacks me in the ribs. And he walked off like me hitting John Fizzle with a baseball bat.
Yeah, this was like 6 or 7 years ago.
There is an entire junkyard dedicated to the things that this man has broken because of those games.
We should save that stuff and do a trophy case. Of broken things.
You should see the.
Oh man,
we've got a ranger.
Okay,
got a ranger in the group.
I'm instantly regretting that.
No, I'm not playing Madden if you guys do it.
Okay,
it will not be good.
All right, so we're definitely not doing that. We'll just do normal fantasy football then.
Yeah, we got a fantasy football league coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get really pissed off with fantasy football at times. I remember a couple years ago, I was in Dalton's league and I was winning my game. I think it was the game that was supposed to put me into the playoffs. And it was and I remember it quite clearly, it's the Packers versus the Lions. And I'm beating this guy by 20 points. But he has Aaron Rodgers on his team, and I have the Lions defense. And all of a sudden, I just see my phone going, bling, losing 5 points, bling, losing 3 points, bling, losing 10 points.
So
I'm like,
you
what
guys
the
use an
fuck?
app and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look at my phone, and I see that Aaron Rodgers points keep going up and up and up. I'm like, okay, I say, what the fuck is going on? So I run to my TV, turn it on, and all I see is just Aaron Rodgers going, Hail Mary to fucking... I'm like, no.
Oh, that was the Hail Mary to
I'm like,
Richard
bitch!
Rodgers.
And I just no, I just lose my fucking game, and I just see Aaron Rodgers screaming.
The first team in my league, win 9 games, not make the playoffs.
I was like, no. That for me, I was like, that's it. If I can make this fucking league like this, I am done. Yeah. So if I see you fucking Jeff beating me in fucking fantasy league, I will break my fucking phone.
So,
I literally will break
Goose,
it.
Since we're major baseball fans here, do you want to do a baseball league?
I'd totally be down with that.
All right, I figured as much.
Baseball's my favorite sport, so
you're getting 18 then, I'm assuming?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That comes out, what, early March?
Yeah, that comes early March. I actually have a coworker who's already talking a little smack that he's gonna take me to school. I'm like, yeah, all right.
All right, man. I'm
Take
down
me to
with
school
this.
with the Mets, huh? Okay.
We'll do that for a Thursday night throwdown or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
All right, cool.
So yeah,
Sports. Anyway, so last thing. Is this the last thing?
I think so.
Okay, I was unless you guys have anything else.
Not really, man. Like I said, it's been kind of a dry week.
It's been pretty dry.
Yeah.
I kind of want to end it with like a little joke that happened yesterday with
Okay.
the Steelers and the Jaguars.
Okay.
They asked one of the players from the Steelers that says, "Hey, how do you feel about replaying against the Patriots on like if you guys beat the Jaguars?" And the guy says, "We will play them in hell. We will play them in Haiti. We will play them anywhere, and we will win." After what happened, the Jaguars beat them, and the Jaguars handle in Twitter sends them, "Yeah, you can play them all season in the NFL Madden game." Okay.
That's awesome.
Like I was laughing my head off when that shit happened. I was like, "Man, this guy's a fucking savage." Like that.
That's
So
awesome.
I just hope. For me, I'm looking at the Super Bowl. I just hope to see the Vikings do well. Other than that, just no Patriots, please. I'm sorry, Patriot fans. I just don't want to see you guys win another one.
They will, though. There's too much money in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Jaguars would not be a profitable thing to have in the Super Bowl. I don't think the NFL is going to let that happen. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But okay. So last.
It makes it sound like the NFL is fixed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wink, wink, nudge.
Cleveland's paid to lose.
I'm not going to say it's fixed. I think there's some fucking weird
I think
shit going on.
there's some strings being
Yeah.
pulled in some. It's not all the time, but definitely in some situations.
But that could be a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that
I'm
could be an
telling you
entire
right
podcast
now.
to itself.
Yep. So
All right,
moving on.
How the Browns are the best team in the world.
right. So we had a contest,
A PUBG
contest that I ran. We had some entries, a decent, I would say.
Decent amount.
But we are going to announce the winner. So
Yes.
the winner is at DaddyLongWag on Twitter.
And you have to listen to this podcast.
Yes.
'cause
I
we
mean,
don't,
I'm
we're
gonna-
gonna pick a new winner.
Right. I'll give you about a day or so to listen to the podcast. Maybe two. Let's say.
Thursday.
Yeah.
2 days.
48 hours.
Yeah, 2 days. 48 hours.
If
Fair enough.
congratulations to you if you respond.
Yeah.
If not, unfortunately, we will have to end up picking somebody else.
Then
Just
we'll-
due to time constraints, we want to get that shipped out.
Considering the
as-
game's already been out for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
now, so.
we want to give the person that won time to play it and time to enjoy it. So, I mean, I'm not like it's not a game that's gonna like fall off the map and not be played forever. But
When you listen to this, just personal message us on Twitter.
yeah, tweet
And give us your address or
either
whatever.
tweet at us or direct message us on Twitter, and we'll direct message your address. Don't put that up in public information, obviously.
I mean, you
But,
can if you
I mean,
want
you can
to.
if
I
you
don't-
want to.
yeah.
I wouldn't, but
Personally,
you know.
no, but-
Yeah, you could probably just
personally
text
wouldn't,
the code
but,
or something, right? Since it's,
I mean, I guess actually I could just do it that way because I mean it's legitimately just a boxed copy that's a code in the box. I
yeah,
could
you can
legitimately
save
do
shipping
that.
costs that way.
That's
yeah.
actually great.
Unless you want the box, then we have no problem mailing it to
Yes.
you. Or if you live around the Norwalk area,
Yeah,
then
we can just drop it off to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, if
We're murderers,
yes,
though.
yeah, we murder.
You know, as soon as you said we'll drop it off to you, I just thought of stabby stab stab. That's all I thought of.
Craigslist killers got
Yes,
nothing on us.
exactly.
The Great Lakes go, Lord.
But yes, Daddy Longlegs, congratulations.
Yeah.
Please, hopefully you get this and listen to the podcast.
I guess that'll prove if people are listening to the podcast.
That's actually really, and at least listening to the end of the podcast,
Yeah.
because that's
So-
the difference.
Well, when we
Engagement.
when we put the episode up on Twitter, we'll just say, "Hey, the winner was announced in this episode."
Yes.
So if you
you entered, listen to the whole thing.
yeah,
So I'll make sure to add that into the Twitter automatic Twitter message when it pops up once I upload the podcast tomorrow morning at 7.
we'll post yours throughout the 48 hours. To
Yeah.
make sure you can listen to it. 'cause
Yep.
We don't want to give it to somebody else. We want you to have it, obviously. So
Yeah, absolutely. You won. I picked. You won fair and square.
Yeah.
We chose you. So please listen and please
names out of a hat, right?
Yeah. That actually is what I did. I just put everybody's name in a hat.
So, yeah.
Boston Red Sox hat.
So you put it in a piece of trash, put it in his garbage can, and drew you out. So yeah,
you could have used a garbage can, and that would have been better. Lord.
You're
that's funny. We were just talking about sports being fixed, and then you bring up the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
But we know baseball doesn't really have a whole lot of integrity.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. It's such a clean sport, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Everybody just naturally does good things.
At least the WWE's honest, you know? Like,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, this is scripted.
Yeah.
Other sports,
That's actually, honestly, that's the real sport here, WWE. Let's be real. All cards on the table. WWE
Those
is the
bumps
sport.
hurt. Those bumps hurt.
I'm saying,
I've taken bumps. They hurt.
Those guys and girls are
Yes.
fucking athletes.
Yeah.
They really are. The shit they do, especially for some of their size.
To fake it is actually more athletic ability than to not. So.
But yeah, that's
Awkward silence.
Oh yeah, awkward silence there.
That's going to be the episode this week.
Yeah,
First time we've kept, I
yeah.
believe. I think there's only about 50
I
minutes.
will
Yeah, it was
take
only
that
about
to the
50
bank.
minutes.
That's good. That's kind of where we want to keep it anyway, because people probably start tuning out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But as always, guys, thanks for listening. We appreciate all the support you guys have given us, and
Yeah, and the
let's
continued support.
let's
We'll keep
continue.
growing,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's continue this trend of gaining more views when we upload one of these bitches.
yes, and
So,
we'll
Let's-
be getting this on. I've been talking to the guys at For the Baby, and they're going to help me. Actually, I'm going to give them your number because they
Okay.
want to call. You have the audio files,
yes,
so you'll upload
that
it
would
to,
be perfect.
Yeah, we need
Could do an
RSS.
RSS feed so we can.
Yes,
Cool.
We'll be on
Perfect.
podcast apps.
Yeah, either.
Don't
yeah,
listen to
either
this part of the
Stitcher-
podcast. This podcast doesn't belong to you guys.
Yes,
So yeah, we're
copyright bitches.
we're on our way. We're on our
Yeah,
way. We've
we're-
got a web series. We've got a podcast.
Yeah,
we've got
we're-
a fantasy football league.
Yeah, we're building.
2018
slowly but
is our year.
This 18 is the year of the average gamer.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Love that.
I like
That's
that.
a, that's
I
a
like
great
that a lot.
slogan.
That should be our
Love that.
tagline.
That's our hashtag. So.
Hashtag 2018 is the year of average gaming.
So yeah, once again, we had Gustavo 6 weeks in a row. I think
He's a permanent member.
he's a part of the podcast.
I don't care
for
what
sure.
anybody tells me. He's one of our guys.
He's one
Thank
of
you,
no.
fellas.
He's a permanent member.
He's-
White Sun.
Yep. he's part of this podcast as much as we are. So.
Speaking of which, also White Sun. Thanks for being on.
White Sun, yeah, White Sun.
I know, man. It's been crazy this fucking year.
I know,
I'll tell you
right?
that.
White Sun's our guy with the sexy accent.
Yes.
So he's the one.
Our own Javier Bardem.
Oh Lord, mighty.
the
Fuck
Honduran
you.
heartthrob.
Oh my god.
So
Dude, man.
And
Yeah,
Boots, as
we-
always,
yeah, we
thanks for joining
Boots
us again.
yeah, like he
Thanks
did
for
the
letting
Star
me
Wars
come on.
episode with us. In
Yes.
case you're wondering,
We need more
You
Boots.
to do more with.
And
I
obviously,
plan on it.
obviously every week, JB DG3,
Yep.
we are
I guess we can call ourselves owners
we're the owners.
of AE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The heart and soul,
Yes.
the pillars.
But this is much.
This is just everybody's as much as it is ours. Like, I mean, well, actually, honestly, it's more Dalton's even than it is mine. I have been doing, work on it, but it was his idea. It was his brainchild. So
When the money starts rolling in, I'm gonna whip this part out. When the money starts rolling in, don't say that.
No, when money starts
Don't say that.
rolling, and we'll all
we're gonna invest it back in like we always
That's
do.
all it's gonna be is gonna be giveaways and stuff. Because I don't think we're gonna turn this into a fucking.
It's not going to be.
If
Yeah,
it was, that'd
we're
be
not.
sweet,
I was.
but-
Yeah, if I can quit my real job and do this for a living, I would love it.
Absolutely.
He-
Done
he
and
says
done.
that-
Start a Patreon right away. What?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Let's just say, he says that now way on to 2019. He'll be like, all right, listen. Party in Vegas, no excuses. You come with me, okay? We're doing
taking all
fucking
these
live,
checks and we're going to fucking.
we're doing live
Vegas.
cast on Vegas, okay?
Roll on black.
Yep.
That would be awesome. Fucking doing a fucking podcast in Vegas. That'd be great.
I would love to do, like, if we gain it, like, this is complete pie in the sky stuff, but if we gain enough momentum and gain enough followers and gain enough listeners to the podcast, I would love to eventually do a live show with all of us on a stage, talking directly to our fans.
I
That
would
would
go
be
to
amazing.
Ohio for that.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, you'd have to because we are Ohio.
Yes, the majority of our employees, quote unquote, are Ohioan.
I'd go to Ohio and
We are an
bring
equal
a little bit of New York,
opportunity employer.
a little bit of New York.
I saw. You. Did you want a career in
Oh,
average everyday gaming? Like, I loved that when you posted that earlier this week. That was great.
yeah, buddy, I was
Oh, love
talking
that.
about the baby, but we've got multiple races.
Yes.
got White Sun, whatever he is, some kind of mixture.
Yeah.
Son of a gun, man. You.
Whatever.
Oh,
I mean, Gustavo.
Gustavo, Mexican, yeah.
That just bleeds, you know.
He's not even Mexican, you
And then we
sons
got
of
the
a
token white guys here.
Middle of America white guys, totally. No, it's fine, man.
So yeah, well, thanks again for listening.
Yeah,
for sure.
thanks for listening to this part, which probably shouldn't have been in there, but it was anyway.
No, these guys.
No, thanks for everybody that does this, and thanks for everybody that listens.
Continued support. We'll be pumping these out every week. So, Q.
Until then,
getting out of here.
bye everybody.
Enjoy
Bye, everybody.
a good end of the